Hello, thanks for being here. Before we get into this, I want to talk a little bit about the hero's journey because every hero goes through the same arc. First, you have the ordinary world where the hero starts as a normal person in a routine, in comfort, and in limitation. Often it's unconscious. See, growth never starts with confidence, it starts with dissatisfaction. Then we get the call to adventure, and it's an invitation for the hero to step up. Something out of the ordinary, something disrupts the ordinary. It's a challenge, a problem, or a responsibility that they didn't ask for. And it always comes with a risk. See, leaders often answer the call for the people instead of letting them hear it. And so, what we want to do is we want to frame the challenge as an opportunity for the hero to have agency. In other words, this matters and you're capable of handling it. And then we have the refusal of the call. The fear shows up one way or another, and the hero hesitates and I'm not ready, or what if I fail, or someone else should do this. That's not a weakness, it's awareness of the cost. See, if someone doesn't hesitate, the challenge isn't big enough. And then we meet the mentor, and it's guidance without rescue. See, the mentor appears not to do it for them, but to give perspective, tools, and belief in themselves. One of the key rules here is that the mentor never steals the journey. See, you as the mentor, you provide the framework, the questions, and the guardrails, and then you step back. The moment you rescue, you remove the transformation, and it becomes about you. And then we cross the threshold. The hero chooses, he makes a commitment. He chooses to act, he chooses to leave comfort, and he chooses to accept responsibility. And there is no turning back at this point. This is when ownership is born. So you ask the question, are you willing to own this fully? And what does commitment look like here? Then next we get the tests, the trials, and the allies. Skill is forged through struggle. The hero faces failure, resistance, doubt, and learning curves, and they build competence and confidence simultaneously. Don't remove the obstacles for them. Teach them how to navigate. Struggle's not the problem, avoidance is. And the ordeal, also called the crucible, is the defining moment. This is the moment where failure feels likely, where quitting feels reasonable, and identity is on the line. Something has to die here. Old habits die, old self-image dies, old excuses, they die too. So this is where heroes are made or avoided forever. Your role here as the leader, as the mentor, is presence, not control. And then we get the reward. It's earned confidence. The hero wins something, a result, a capability, a belief that I can do hard things. It's not arrogance, it's earned self trust. So your job as the leader is to name what they've become, not just what they achieved. And then there's the return, bringing value to others. The hero comes back changed, stronger, wiser, and more capable. The journey was never just for them. The leadership payoff is how cultures scale. Heroes create heroes, and it continues on. Then they come out with a new identity. They're no longer who they were. The true reward wasn't the win, it's the identity that they receive along the way. I am someone who steps up, is what they would feel like. So, this is why it matters in leadership, is because micro managers, we've all run into them, they interrupt the journey. And rescuers kill the transformation. But hero makers, on the other hand, they create ownership, loyalty, and initiative. When you understand the hero's journey, you stop trying to fix people and you stop rushing their growth and you start doing the real leadership, the real work of leadership. See, you make the other person a hero by shifting the spotlight off your ego and onto their agency, their struggle, and their win. So that looks like this. You cast them as the decision maker, not the sidekick. You speak in a way that reinforces their choice and power. Like, for instance, you decided to step up and not, I told you what to do. You name their struggle before you praise their success. Heroes aren't born, they endure. Acknowledge what it cost them. You know, you kept going when it was uncomfortable, not saying, well, that was easy for you. And then a big one here is that you position yourself as the guide, not the savior. The mentor gives tools and direction and then steps back. You know, I shared the framework and you executed. That keeps the crown on their head. A real important one is that to give credit publicly and coach privately. Public recognition, you know, it cements the status as a hero and it keeps the crown on their head. And private correction, it provides dignity for them. You want to ask questions that reveal strength instead of giving answers that show intelligence. You know, what do you think the next move is? That builds confidence better than faster than giving them advice. Uh, and you tell the story with them at the center. When retelling the win, your role should shrink and theirs should grow. If someone else repeats the story, they should sound legendary. And then you end with their future, not your influence on them. A true hero journey, it points forward. This is just the beginning of what you're capable of.